You ever find a time in all the madness that's going around to sit and think? I just had a good solid 6 hours of that so far. I just wanted to say something. It's probably a really unpopular opinion, and nobody's probably gonna watch this, but it's okay. During the riots of 2020, here I am again, experiencing racism in a little bit of a different form than what I'm used to. Oh, what? I'm used to racism? Yeah. I'll tell you a quick story. At the age of 2 years old, I was adopted by 2 white individuals. Came out a little mixed chocolate baby. Ooh, surprise. My biological mother did not tell her family that she was pregnant with me, all for the sole fact that I was black. And her family was racist. As a child, I remember sitting in front of the television watching PBS because I grew up in a very strong Christian home. We did not have cable. I was not allowed to watch certain things. I literally watched PBS my whole childhood. If y'all don't know what PBS is, it's like Clifford, Arthur, Sesame Street, Barney. While my mom took my curly hair and brushed through it as best she could. My mother is Polish. She had no idea what she was doing. I remember very vaguely playing in a McDonald's play place in Edinburgh. I believe it was Edinburgh. That's where I lived when I was a little girl up until the age of 6. And my parents ran into a black woman named Yvette. They approached her and asked her for help with my hair and if she could do something because it looked bad. That's when I first started getting cornrows. Cannot remember the exact age, but I know I was little. I remember having cornrows in school, in preschool, and in kindergarten. I went to an all white Christian school. It was me, a boy named Josiah, and another little girl. Don't remember her name. We were the only 3 colored kids in this school at the time. In kindergarten, I experienced my first racial remark that 2 white people should not have a black baby. Says God, says this little boy. To me, a kindergartner. Made me cry. I didn't understand what he was saying. I knew I was different. You know, my mom told me, she used to tell me every night that I was adopted, so I knew that God brought me to her and my dad. I was 6 years old in kindergarten. My mom, I remember, approached this boy and told him that that was not right or nice to say, that God loves everybody. My mother has never in my life been racist. I wish that it would have stopped there, but it did not. Continued to wear my hair in braids. I remember throughout my whole time there, my braids got tied to chairs before. I had to have a teacher cut out like this much of my braids to get my hair off a chair. I remember getting them pulled, like they'd yank my head back sitting behind me. They'd pull out the little clear beads I'd have in my hair. What I don't remember is a teacher or even the principal doing anything about it. I remember getting bullied as a child so bad that I used to go to the principal's office to see the nurse to tell her I didn't feel well, to have my mom start picking me up a lot in 2nd grade. 3rd and 4th grade, my mother homeschooled me. How bad it was, and I begged her to. I don't think at the time she understood the severity of it. I don't remember really ever telling my mom everything they were doing, but I don't ever remember the kids getting corrected either. 5th grade, I decided to go back to school, try it again, didn't work out. 6th and 7th grade, I was homeschooled again. I remember when I was 8 years old, I begged my mom to give me white girl hair, as I called it, meaning I wanted my hair relaxed. Being as old as I am now, my hair does not need relaxed. I remember my mom trying to straighten it with a curling iron. For the first time as a teenager, when I went back to school, we did try it again in 8th grade. First day of school, that was the most humiliating day of my childhood as a black girl. I wore my hair in a full poofy little afro. It was like after wash day and I didn't want it straightened. I wanted to wear it curly, and I was excited to go back to school and see if I had friends this time, and I wanted to know what they thought. I remember having a green sparkly headband in my hair that day, like a thin metal one that used to like dig into your skull. Yeah. I remember being at my locker on the 2nd floor of the building, and I've never been so humiliated in my life. I remember the kids laughing at me and talking about me all day, and it got to a point that I ended up excusing myself to go to the bathroom, and I ran down the stairs because my class was on the 2nd floor. I ran down the stairs into the bathroom, downstairs, and I shoved my head underneath the water in the sink, and I got it as wet as I could. And I just remember taking my hands and just brushing it down and pulling my hair out as I was doing this with my fingers to try to flatten it like it is on my head now. And I put it in a ponytail, and it would just, little pieces of curls would just poop, 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 pop up. And I just kept doing it over and over. I remember so much time went past that they sent one of the girls to come check on me. At this time, in 8th grade, the school was transitioning into a boarding school for out-of-the-country children. The girl that came and checked on me was Japanese. Everybody loved her. I remember Kim was her name. And I just remember that mortifying moment that she walked in on me drenched in the bathroom, I was bawling like a little baby, just saying it won't go down, it just won't go down, like just having a whole mental breakdown. My parents ended up getting divorced when I was in 8th grade, and they moved to Mill Creek. I wanted to go to Villa. I toured the school. I saw there was more diversity a little bit there, and I was like okay with going there. My dad wouldn't help my mom pay for my tuition, so that was a no-go. So I ended up being forced to go to McDowell. My mom relaxed my hair for me one more time in the summer, close to like the fall when school started, so my hair would look nice. And I remember when they told me I was going to McDowell, my heart just sunk to like all the way to my feet, because I knew McDowell had a swimming pool. I remember crying and begging my mom to send me to East or Strong Vincent because I did not want to swim. I don't even know if these people have pools. I don't know, like if they do, so correct me if I'm wrong. But I knew McDowell swimming, you had no choice and you had to participate. I begged her, and she's like, there's nothing I can do. I already moved to Mill Creek. What do you want me to do? Go back to the east side? You know, just so you don't have to go swimming. I don't know what to tell you. This is what it is. this time, my parents had 50-50 custody of me. I'd go with my mom one week and my dad another week. I remember putting a Speedo swim cap on my head. Underneath that was a shower cap, and I tucked as much hair as I could in as possible, and I was just mortified. Like, if I got it wet, I knew it would be ruined. Every other girl that's gotten their hair relaxed will know what I'm talking about. I did about like a month of that class, like just waiting above water. I was failing. I didn't even care. The teacher one day, because he kept asking me, why are you not going underwater? Like, you have to go underwater to do like the butterfly or to do the breaststroke or whatever. And I was like, I can't get my hair wet. Like, I was so serious with him. I was like, I can't. Like, you don't understand. I just can't. He pushed my head underwater one day and told me that my hair was not an excuse to fail pool class. Let me tell you, when I told this man I had my period every single time pool class came around, I was working out on the elliptical. I refused to get in the water. I told him to go ahead and just fail me. I denied the fact that I was black all the way through high school until 11th grade because of how I was bullied and how I was made fun of for the color of my skin. I think back on that now, and that is the most pathetic, sad thing for a biracial child who was adopted by 2 white parents to have to do. I would tell people I was just white with a really nice tan. I got tan in the summer, and it just never faded. As a child, I was like pitch black in the summer because I was always outside, playing on my trampoline or with my dog, alone. For those of you to say that racism is not real for us biracials and we're not black, then why do the cops view me as black? Why is it on my driver's license that I'm black? Why do I get the same fear in my heart when I get pulled over? I've been pulled over 3 times in my vehicle. 3 times. Doesn't include like other altercations outside of that I've had with police officers. 3 times in my life I've been pulled over, and every single time I've scrambled before the cop gets out of the car to find my registration, my license, and my insurance, which I never have, like right there, right? And I grip my hands to the steering wheel and I don't move. I turn off my car and I grip my hands there and wait for them to come up to me. And I look straight ahead. I try not to make eye contact, and my hands are sweating. I have that fear because I know how other people view me. I have that fear because I went to an all-Christian school where you're supposed to love everyone, no matter what the color of their skin is, and I still got racially profiled at school. I get that fear because these kids' parents that taught them that blacks are bad made me think that blacks were bad, so then I felt bad. For y'all to also ask me what side I'm on because I have both white and black in me is just completely unacceptable. To ask me what side I'm on because I have a black son and a white son is completely unacceptable. I'm teaching my children that color doesn't matter, race doesn't matter, it's intention and actions that matter. Not every black person is a thug. Not every white person is privileged. Not every Middle Eastern individual is a terrorist. I don't understand how it's 2020 and we're still instilling this in our children. I tried to kill myself at 14 years old because I was ashamed of the skin that I was in, and I was tired, exhausted of being bullied for the texture of my hair. I didn't wear my natural curly hair until I was 20 years old, when I was pregnant with my second child. When I got into 9th grade and had to swim and got my head pushed underwater and I just felt like my life was ruined, I still had that feeling that I had to grasp onto, my hair had to be straight and I had to look white. So I started installing extensions in my hair with fucking glue myself. Destroyed my hair. Destroyed it. Had to chop all my hair off. Started getting sew-ins because I still needed that feeling to feel comfortable in my skin, as comfortable as I could be. After I turned 20 and wore my hair natural for the first time, I actually really liked my hair, and I felt like I robbed myself of that. And I remember my mother telling me as a teenager that one day you are going to love the skin you're in, and you're going to love your hair, and nobody's opinions are going to matter. And I remember when she had told me that it breaks her heart that I can't see what she sees. I couldn't see what she saw because there were so many others around me that hated what they saw and made me hate myself. This shit is sad. And I will be damned if my kids go through the same shit. And I will protect my kids at all costs, man. But let me tell you something. Yeah, all lives matter, you're right. But Black lives have to matter first. White lives have to matter first. Police brutality has to stop. You guys have to see the problem. Y'all are saying that statistics say that more white people have more police brutality cases than Black people, which I'm not doubting for a minute. But when are we going to see the actual problem is all because of some melanin in our skin? That's what's making everybody so angry. That's what makes us hate, is if our eyes are chinky, or if we wear a hijab, or, if I'm fucking Black. What the fuck is going on in the world? And how do y'all expect to make change or see anything change without coming together as one for real? How do y'all expect that shit? This shit's never gonna stop, man. And you know what's fucked up? I had Black people tell me that I didn't have an opinion because I'm biracial, because I have white in me. And I had white people tell me that. We're all the fucking same, man. Just gotta open your eyes and stay woke, dude. None of this shit is okay, and it's all a bigger plan. They want us divided. They want us to hate each other. They want us to kill each other. They want to have corrupt cops. They want to blow this out of proportion. They want to make it seem like we're not fighting for something. I'm gonna be 26 years old, and I've literally have dealt with racism almost my whole life. And I'm so tired of it. And I have kids to raise in this shit, just like so many millions of people do. But the change has to start with us instilling in our children that you don't hate because of the color of your skin, and that you stand up for what is right, and you don't stand for what is wrong. I'm just so mind blown about it. And I'm sorry if I didn't make sense, but that's my piece about it. Don't you dare ask me these questions, because you don't have the right to. Don't you dare tell me that I have not experienced racism, because I can't even talk, because I am half white and half black. Don't you fucking dare.